A file collaboration job in PeerGFS version 5 provides real-time file system monitoring combined with a multi-directional synchronization of files and distributed file locking to help prevent file version conflicts between the participant storage locations. It can work cross-platform with different enterprise storage types such as NetApp Fabric Attached Storage, Dell EMC Isilon, Unity and VNX, Nutanix Files, and of course, Windows servers. In this video, I'll step through the process of creating a basic collaboration job so that you can follow along. Start by clicking the File pull-down menu, followed by New Job. Choose the File Collaboration job type and click Create. Enter a unique name for the collaboration job. I'll call this job Collaboration Demo. Click OK when you're done to open the Create File Collaboration Job wizard. In the participant screen, we need to add 2 or more participant storage locations which are monitored in real time by a peer agent. Click the Add button to add the first storage location. Choose the first server hosting a peer agent that you want included in the collaboration job and click Next. Specify one of the supported storage platforms. For this demonstration, I'm going to use Windows File Server VMs. I will use the default Windows detector type. This is the driver that will be used to monitor the file system in real time. When file events occur, such as new files being created, files being modified, deleted, or even a simple change in file permissions or owner, the driver will notify the Peer Management Center of the change, whereupon it will facilitate the replication of that file event on each of the other participant storage locations. Click Next to specify the path to the root folder of the dataset that you want monitored and synchronized. If you know the path already, you can type it in, but you can also click the Browse button and choose it from a directory tree. The Seeding Target checkbox is used to tell PeerGFS whether this participant host should be seeded from the other participant locations. Smart data seeding helps to efficiently integrate a host that has been disconnected for a long period of time or a new host into a job. Such existing hosts or new hosts with pre-seeded data using methods like shipping a hard drive or a server should be set as seeding targets within a collaboration job. When the scan starts, non-seeding targets will become the masters and will bring the seeding targets up to date. Stale updates, deletes, and renames will not be brought back from the seeding targets. Once the initial scan is complete, the seeding targets will automatically become full participants with real-time monitoring and synchronization enabled. Click Next when you're ready to proceed. Tick the Enable Dynamic Storage Utilization checkbox if you want to use DSU with this collaboration job. For this demonstration, I won't enable that for now, as there is a separate video that details adding DSU to a collaboration job in more detail. Click Finish and your participant host will be listed in the Participants table. As mentioned, you need at least 2 participant hosts for a collaboration job, but are certainly not limited to 2. I will add a couple more hosts to this job now. All of the participant hosts have been added. Click Next when you're ready to open the File Metadata page. The File Metadata page allows you to specify whether you want to synchronize NTFS security permissions metadata and other types of metadata. It also allows you to specify which volume, share, or folders metadata should be used if there is a conflict during the initial synchronization. The volume, share, or folder used if there is a conflict is referred to as the master host. To enable file metadata synchronization, select when you want the metadata synchronized. You can select one or both options. Enable synchronizing NTFS security descriptors or ACLs in real time if you want the metadata synchronized in real time. If enabled, changes to the selected security descriptor components owner, DACL and SACL will be synchronized to all participants as they occur. Enable synchronizing NTFS security descriptors or ACLs with master host during initial scan if you want the metadata synchronized during the initial scan. If enabled, changes to the selected security descriptor components owner, DACL and SACL will be synchronized during the initial scan. Click OK in the message that appears after selecting a metadata option. If you selected either of the first two options in the Synchronized Security Descriptor Options section, select the security descriptor components owner, DACL and SACL to be synchronized. If you selected the option for metadata synchronization during the initial scan, select the host to be used as the master host in case of metadata conflict. When you're ready, click Next to open the application support page. Create a file collaboration job. You have the option of selecting applications to be automatically optimized. The application support page lists the file types for which Peer Software has known best practices, which include filtering recommendations, the prioritization of certain file types, and the enabling or disabling of file locking. However, if an application is not listed, this does not mean that the application is not supported. Select the applications that have files in the dataset to be monitored and synchronized, and then click Next to open the Email Alerts page. This step is optional. An email alert notifies recipients when a certain type of event occurs, for example, session abort, host failure, system alert, etc. The email alerts page displays a list of email alerts that have been applied to the job. However, as we're creating a new job, this list is empty. Email alerts are defined in preferences and can then be applied to multiple jobs of the same type. As we don't have any ready, click the Edit Email Alerts link and we can set this up. If not previously provided to the Peer Management Center, you will be asked for the SMTP email configuration, details of an SMTP server through which the Peer Management Center can send email alerts. In the SMTP host field, enter the host name or IP address of the SMTP mail server. In the SMTP port field, enter the TCP/IP connection port on which the mail server is hosting the SMTP service. In this case, it will be port 587. Tick the encryption checkbox if the SMTP server requires an encrypted connection. If encryption is enabled, an encryption type must be selected. TLS and SSL are the available options. This SMTP server uses TLS. Enter the username to authenticate as on the SMTP mail server. Enter the password for the user specified above. In the sender email field, enter the email address to appear in the from field of any sent emails. This email address sometimes needs to have a valid account on the SMTP mail server. As I will be using the SMTP server details of my Office 365 account, I will tick the Use Recommended Office 365 Settings checkbox. Click the Apply button when all of the configuration has been set. To make sure that the SMTP server settings have been entered correctly, let's click the Test Email Settings button. This will prompt for an email address to send a test email to, and will then use the SMTP configuration to send a test message. Let's see if it comes through. There, this is what the test email looks like when received. With the SMTP server configuration entered, we'll click Collaboration Email Alerts and create an email alert for our collaboration job. First, enter a name for this email alert. I will call this one PeerGFS Collaboration Alert. In the Event Types section, you can choose what you want to be emailed about. Job Start sends an alert when the job starts. Job Stop sends an alert when a session is aborted because of lack of quorum due to one or more failed hosts. Job Failure is self-explanatory. Participant Failure sends an alert when a participant timeout occurs and the host is taken out of session. Participant Reconnect sends an alert when the participant is reconnected to the job and the job has resumed with the reconnected participant. File Quarantine sends an alert when a file is marked as quarantined because a file conflict was not able to be resolved. Scan Error sends an alert when an error occurs during the initial synchronization process. Malicious Event sends an alert when PeerMED detects potentially malicious activity, such as that from a ransomware process. For this demonstration, I will leave the queued items section as default. However, use this section if you want alerts to be sent regarding the number of items in the queue or the size of the queued items. This is useful to notify you about when there is a queue backlog, potentially due to latency issues. Select the Scan checkbox in the Reports section if you want scan statistics emailed to you after a scan has completed. Select the Quarantined Files checkbox in the Batch Email Alerts section if you want email alerts about quarantined files sent to you in batches. The default is a maximum of 1000 alerts with a quiet period of 60 seconds. Enter alert recipients and then click Add to List. The recipients are listed in the Recipients field. Click OK when you're done to go back to the Preferences window. Click Apply and Close to go back to the Create File Collaboration job wizard. Now that you have your collaboration alert created, click the Select button and choose it from the drop-down menu. Then click OK. Click Next when you're ready. This step is optional, and you can just click Finish if you don't want to link this collaboration job to a DFS namespace. The DFS namespace page represents 3 options for linking a DFS namespace folder to this file collaboration job. To link a namespace to this job, click the Enable DFS Linking checkbox. Select one of the 3 options. Select New DFS Namespace if you want to create a new namespace. If you select this option, the Create DFSN Management job wizard opens. Select Import DFS Namespace if you have a namespace that was created using the Microsoft DFS Management tool and is not currently being managed by a DFSN management job. If you select this option, the Import Existing Namespaces wizard opens. Select Existing DFS Namespace if you want to use an existing namespace that is being managed by a DFSN management job. If you select this option, it will display the namespace and folders associated with the namespace. For this demonstration, let's use the Existing DFS Namespace option. Select the DFS namespace that you want to use and click Next. Select the correct DFS namespace folder. Then specify each of the correct folder targets or use the Auto Select Targets button. Remember to enable the links between this collaboration job and the DFS namespace job. Click Finish when done and your collaboration job will be ready to start. Let's do that now.